Hello, welcome back to my channel. I can officially say that now because this isn't my first video anymore. So yeah, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little overview and flip through of the books that I used for 2023. As somebody who loves stationery and journaling, it's quite a big feat. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. It's quite a big feat to use one book for an entire year, which I didn't. So I'm honestly pretty proud because I used like these 4. I'll get into which ones I used for what later, but it's not that bad. I feel like in previous years I'll use a book for a month or 2 and then switch, but I actually stuck with these. I finished this one, finished this little guy, finished this green leuchtturm, and then got started in this black one, and I'll tell you why I didn't finish that later. But yeah, it's actually not bad in terms of how many books, but yeah, I want to go through each one, tell you a little bit about why I use them, why I stopped using them, do a bit of a flip through. I've watched a few other creators do this, and I really love seeing people's like year at a glance and kind of hearing their insights about what worked for them and what didn't. That being said, because starting a YouTube channel wasn't on my radar this year, I didn't think I was going to do that. These books, as far as I was concerned, were going to die with me and no one was going to see them. So there's people's names in here, like sensitive stuff from work, and some other stuff that I just can't share on the internet. So I did preemptively go through and I put post-it notes over some people's names and stuff in here just so that I can show it on camera. And that being said, also, a lot of it is really messy and kind of chaotic, but I think that's kind of nice because it's showing you what I really made in that moment, and it's completely unfiltered aside from the redaction. So yeah, going forward, this is an honest recap of my year, the books that I used, and we'll get right into it. Okay, so this is the first book I'm going to get into because this is the one that spanned the entire year for me. I'm actually proud of myself. I did not hop books at all in terms of like budget tracking. I used this book from the beginning of 2023 to the end. So I'm honestly impressed. I feel like people that love stationery and journaling, like I said, it's really hard to stay in one book for a whole year. But I did, and that's a testament to how much I love hobonichi. I think this is before they changed their paper. Oh, and it's in Japanese, I forgot, so I can't even read it. But I don't think this is the Tomo River paper. It's thin, I don't know, whatever it is. This was my favorite paper. So anyway, I used this journal the entire year for budgeting, and I saw Claire from online do this on TikTok, and as soon as I saw this size book and the bunny design that they did for this year, it was kind of an instant add to cart, which I'm a little ashamed about, but it turned out to be a good purchase because I used it all year. So yeah, this is the 2023, I think April start, suit and tie cover with the bunnies. And it's so cute. Some of them have like a little bow tie on. This one has a clover. So yeah, I can do a little bit of a flip through. I went through earlier and I kind of redacted some stuff. I can't go through all of it because yeah, some of it is sensitive stuff I purchased or paycheck stuff from work. And quite frankly, I think it would be kind of boring just to see like all my transactions for an entire year. So I'll just show you like kind of generally how I used it and like what the pages look like, how I set it up. But yeah, I'm not going to show every single page because yeah. I also got this pencil board this year. This was, I think, a 2023 limited edition. I can't remember the name of the artist. I'll put it in the video if I can find it. But it's a botanical drawing of a Japanese flower, which I also can't remember the name of, and I'll put it in the video if I find it. But I also love the lavender color on the back, and I use this pretty much every day with this book. Yeah, other than that, I used some tabs. I don't know how close I can get here with this, but they're like gold embossed monthly tabs, which I found really helpful for this type of journaling because you can just kind of, if you're looking for a transaction, you can easily find it. Yeah, so I really enjoyed using this book this year for finances, and I'm pretty proud of myself for staying in it the whole year. Put Little Midori quote here from Anne of Green Gables. And can't get too much into that, but I did use this for sort of things at a glance. So pretty much just any financially relevant events, right? Like, because this was a budgeting and planning book, I didn't put everything in here, but just things that I thought I should be mindful of in terms of budgeting and planning. Because typically I use my Google Calendar for regular, like, planning purposes. But yeah, in terms of money planning, budget planning, I just wrote down stuff that was important for that. For example, going to Tofino, it's important to note when that's happening and what it is, because that's going to cost money and I need to be aware of that. And we ended up not going, which was upsetting, but that's a whole other thing. So this was the spring start. I started here in March, and I wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to use this. Like I said, I wanted it to be like budget focused planning. So that's kind of all I did in terms of marking stuff down in the actual monthlies. I would put down like my payday, also color coded things. So I'm assuming green was for income. People's birthdays, so that helped me remember if I was getting them a gift or going to a party. Dress shopping, going to Aruba, Spotify payment, rent, that kind of stuff, because yeah, that's all. That was financially relevant information. Added a few little ephemera, some washi, and then some notes about how the month went. Same thing for April. I loved this sticker set. I can't remember which one it was from, but I love this little goose. It has like the little gold embossing too. These little stickers are from Papier. Little cheese, same thing. So going to Ottawa, paying rent, going out for lunch, that kind of thing. I really like being able to keep it very plain on the monthlies. I say that as I flip the next page, it's not plain at all. But yeah, same thing, financially relevant stuff. So it looks like I stopped kind of using this, the monthlies, maybe in September or October. Yeah, and by December I had gotten my travelers, so I completely stopped using that. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. What happened was I was using all these books, and you'll see in a second, I was using all these books, figuring out my perfect planner situation, and then I got that beautiful travelers for my birthday, so yeah, that kind of threw a wrench into things. And now I'm in the traveler. So yeah, the only page that I kind of wanted to show was this one, because I think this is a good indication of what the rest of the book looks like. I tried to pick something that was just like a very regular week, very like regular decoration. This is what almost every single spread looks like in this book. I just kind of covered up the amounts because, yeah, why do you need to see how much I spent on on groceries that week? But anyway, so I would draw a line. The hobonichi comes with the little dots here, so it gives you a guideline, and I would just use a ruler to draw a line in the third oh sorry, it's my partner coughing. The third third of this side, and then in the 2/3 part I would put a little bit of Tombow brush pen indicating the color for the color coding that I had at the beginning of the month, and then just write down a description of the thing that I bought, or like a way to identify the transaction on my card. And then on the right hand side, which was the memo side, I would put this little chart, and I would write the pillars. So I categorized things this month by needs, wants, things on my MasterCard and from our shared account, and then my income. and I would do weekly totals on the memo side every week. And at the end of the month, I'd use the bottom half of the right side page to do the same thing, but monthly totals. And so that way I was keeping running totals every week, which really helped, and being able to see monthly at a glance. So this was actually a really great budget tracking scenario for me, and this worked really well. But like I said, I moved into my travelers, so I think if I decide to leave the travelers, I would definitely go back to this. But yeah, we'll see. That's the hobonichi. And then in the back, I don't know if I put anything back here that's really exciting. Some receipts. Oh my gosh, Pat Central again. Pat Central and Bloor Fruit again. I had this in my other video. It's a very good combo when you're going for groceries. I used it as a bullet journal, a little bit of pen tests, washi tape test, and that's it. Stopped using it. Seems I stopped using this in November, actually. Budget has moved on to Notion. That didn't last. Anyway, so yeah, that is my budget book that I used for 2023. And I love this paper. I don't know if this is before they changed into the new paper, but I love it. It's, I think, a little bit less shiny than the new paper they have now. But the thin paper is really nice. Alright, now I'll show you what I used for more long form and bullet journaling. Okay, so the first book I used for the year was a passport-sized Travelers, but I found I really didn't like the size. Like, I usually like them as inserts, and I like the little field notes books too, but for some reason when they're in the little passport, like the cover, I just didn't like it. I found it kind of bulky but also small, and it was hard to write in. So I took the insert out and just wrote in that. And that's what I used for the first 2 months of the year, it appears. This is the cream colored plain insert. And I did really enjoy it. I love the Traveler's paper, as I mentioned in the other video that I made. But I think the way I was using this just wasn't working for me. I wanted to do like morning pages. And because the size was small, I thought that would be really attainable and I would enjoy it, but honestly I didn't really like it, and that's why it only worked for 2 months. But yeah, I can do a little flip through of this. I went through and redacted some stuff again, and you'll also see the style kind of changes quite a bit because I really just didn't know what was going on here. And this was also in January. I got my first fountain pen. So that was with this pen, and it took me a long time to realize, like, did I want to do cursive? Did I want to write in print? Did I want to use the fountain pen? I found the color of the fountain pen was too dark, and then I didn't want to buy new ink and the whole thing. Anyway, I just realized I don't really like using fountain pens as much as I thought I would, and I went back to using ballpoint. So that's why this little book has kind of a lot of chaos in it. Like, you can tell this side is fountain pen, this side is ballpoint. Started getting my footing here. I realized I like a more minimal look on my like long form or memory keeping journals. So I was doing just like 1 or 2 little stickers, and the rest is text. Oh, this is the pen that I got. The Pilot Kakuno. It's really cute, and I would use it maybe for like letter writing, but I don't think I like it for journaling as much. Anybody know how to prevent receipts from fading? I know thermal paper is very sensitive to fading, but yeah, it looks like this was a receipt from going out to eat and it's completely gone. More chaos, pen changes. Like I said earlier, like, I wasn't planning on making a YouTube channel this year, so all of this stuff is very like honest what I was using. Like, I didn't think anyone else would ever lay eyes on this, so that's why some of the entries are just like so messy, it's so chaotic. That's why I had to redact a lot of stuff, but it's just a very honest recap of my year. Little packing list. I want to make more things that like flip out. I think it's really nice. A little bit, I got these really nice transfer stickers from Paper Plus Cloth. So yeah, it looks like I had a bit of a routine going here where I would like stamp the date and just write a bunch of text, which I enjoyed. Oh, as a Canadian, going to Trader Joe's is like a holiday. My partner and I drove across the border just to go to Trader Joe's. We went to Olive Garden for the first time, which was crazy. We went to Target. It's an American delicacy that I'm honestly quite jealous of. So now I went wedding dress shopping. Yeah, I don't love the size of this book. I find it gets really chunky and chaotic really fast. That's pretty. All of the color changes, like font changes, but it's my writing. It's just total chaos. It doesn't make for a very satisfying flip through, but it's definitely fun to look back on. Oh, and I think that was it. It's a very, like, I find this a very underwhelming flip through, but it's because it's chaotic and it's because it's so small, and I don't know, it's just, it didn't work for me, and you'll see what I went to after this, because I thought I wanted like longer form journaling. I don't know, I'm still figuring it out, but that was my traveler's passport mini guy. So after that, I went into my supposed favorite type of notebook before I got my travelers. And that was the Leuchtturm softcover A5. Also love this color, like a forest green. And I went into this in April, and honestly, like, I find any kind of book that has more than 200 pages, I'm just never gonna finish it because I find I get tired before I finish them. And because the hardcovers have so many pages, I would buy them, fill them up halfway, and then never use them again. So when I started buying the soft covers, I realized I've actually finished them, and I liked writing in them a lot better because the cover's more manipulative. Or manipulatable, is that a word? I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I went through this earlier, and I picked out some pages to show you and redacted some stuff. Like I said, again, like, I wasn't planning on ever showing this to people, so this is a very honest account of what I wrote this year. So this was my cover page, which I actually like. I used those transfer stickers again. They're so pretty. Looks like a little flower bulb, watering can. Yeah, I found this on Pinterest. Energy givers, energy takers. A little bit of Rory Gilmore and some coffee. And this is our wedding seal. I think I never really used the what's this called? The index. I never really used the index. Maybe I'll go back and do that actually. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. In May, I picked out some spreads. Some washi. This is, what are these called? I'm not knowing the names of anything today. These. Deco Rush. So that's the Deco Rush tulip tape. Really like that. Some more papier stickers. This is a jelly roll pen. I got these from a jewelry store in Toronto. They're so pretty, these like embossed tarot cards. I took quite a few. Thought I found my new favorite pen. This is not my favorite pen right now. So I was going through a Uniball 1 obsession for a while this year. But looking back on it, I do not like this. I don't like gel pens that much. I'm back on my Uniball Jetstream game. This one is the 0.38 as well. I do like that size. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, considering this was more of a brain dump kind of journal, it actually looks decent. This is my spread from going to New York with my friend. Again, some ephemera. I got a traveler's stamp. I think this was from Yoseka, a pho place we ate at, another stationery store. And I got this New York sticker set also from Paper Plus Cloth. This is a more like typical spread for me, where I would just put like one sticker, a really nice kind of title with like cute marker, and then just write a bunch. Another one, same thing. One big title, bunch of writing, a little bit of tape, and a sticker or two. That one's cute. Oh, did I miss one? No. Oh, my favorite Pocky. I recently tried the strawberry crunch one. I think that's what it's called, or crunchy strawberry. And I don't know, it's kind of a tie. Like, I love the cookies and cream, but I get tired of it. The crunchy strawberry, I don't know, that's my new thing. MD 15th anniversary. Got this from Paper Plus Cloth as well. Another Canon IV print. Papier sticker. I think this is from my passport size travelers. When I bought the sticker release book, I think it's the passport size sticker release paper came with this. I think. Maybe not. Maybe it was those little tickets that I have. Like the ticket that was in this book. Where is it? Yeah, this. I think these actually were part of the B-sides and rarities, and I got this. This is from my hobonichi that I kept. I love a good accordion. I also love their branding, it's so cute. Here we start seeing those vintage stamps that I had in my last video too. I was looking back at this and I was a little upset. I didn't get a lot of things done from my bucket list this year. What I did, and I also did this for winter, I made one spread, just all the things I wanted to do, and then the other side was ephemera from doing those things. So I did go to a pumpkin patch with my friends. I drank some seasonal beverages. One of my friends got me this really nice crystal for my birthday. I have a fall birthday, so that's also something I look forward to in October. And then some paint samples that I found that are really nice fall colors. Oh yeah, so then, okay. Another thing I love to do with bigger books like this is just like paste ephemera and like put mementos, kind of scrapbook. So these are things from our wedding. I have like our little name card. When I got Starbucks, because it was a bit of a road trip, we got Starbucks, told them it was our wedding, and she wrote congrats as the name, which is really cute. Picture of us. My maid of honor got me a gift card to get a facial at this really nice place here in Toronto. I think this is from like the menu. And then I have a bunch more pages of like wedding stuff, so I can show you this too. Picture of our that's my dog. Pictures of my friends dancing. And some more menu tasting stuff. Yeah, and then I had a bunch of pages like that too. So this was the journal that I used almost like for a really good chunk of the year, from April to November. The reason I left this journal is because I finished it, I think all the way to the last page, or very close. Very close. And the only reason I changed it was to get another leuchtturm softcover, but I found my perfect size notebook right before I got my new travelers, so I moved from this into the leuchtturm paperback size softcover. I had to order this online because nowhere around me sold it. I went and looked at so many different stores, couldn't find it, and I finally determined that this was my perfect book. And you'll see that I only used it for like 3 or 4 entries before I got my travelers, but I think going forward I would have kept buying this one because I found it was a little bit too much work to write in the regular size or like the medium size, So a little bit smaller, but not all the way in A6, the paperback size. Soft cover again. Like, this was the perfect journal, but yeah, I moved. I moved. This is my cover page. This is that embroidery tape that I had in my 2024 Traveler setup. This is from my favorite cafe. Some more stickers from Paper Plus Cloth. Sticky star. More papier. This is a washi tape as well from Paper Plus Cloth. Where is it? I really love like anything that looks like a lace doily. Like grandma core or like librarian core. I think I'm grandma core, honestly. But yeah, I love this one too. Again, I ignored the index. And I think I'm starting to find more of my style. I say that as I turn and it's completely different, but I really like using print because even though it's more work writing in print in the moment, it's more fun to look back because it's so much easier to read. More Bloor Fruit Market, big fan. More vintage stamps, Bagoo bag. I feel like in the entries where I'm like brain dumping or like upset, I always write in cursive because it's just like a scrawl. But in the entries where I'm like memory keeping, I think I tend to write in print. This was when I went to the One of a Kind show, which was actually pretty recently. There was a lot of really pretty business cards and ephemera there, so I got these things. This is so pretty. I actually met this artist in Tofino last year and saw her again at the One of a Kind show in Toronto, which was pretty funny. And she has these beautiful botanical illustrations and cutest little business card. Some candles. Again, this washi tape from Paper Plus Cloth for Christmas. Some ephemera from an opera that I went to. Pictures. This is my winter bucket list. Another image from Pinterest. I think this might be it, or close to it. Last brain dump. Our holiday card. You don't need to see that. Although that's my dog on the tree. But I think that's it. That's it. I barely made it to the middle of December with this, and the rest of this journal is empty. So I think I had finally figured out my perfect planner setup and immediately left and went into the Travelers. So yeah, that was everything I used for 2023. I'm not including this one that I put in my last video because I did already start it and we're not in the new year yet. So this is like a December 2023 carry and hopefully, yeah, into 2024. But yeah, that was everything I used for this year and I did really enjoy it. I think I spent a while figuring out like what I was going to use and then stopped using it. Isn't that the life of someone who loves stationery and planning? It's just like planner hopping until you find what you think is the perfect planner and then leaving it again. So you know what, I've made peace with it. Part of it is just the fun of trying new stationery, trying new things, and I guess we'll see what happens next year. If I stay in the Traveler's Notebook, this video will probably be shorter next year, but I kind of doubt that's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in.